welcome back to our channel, See Our World. And I am kind of in a weird couple of days right now because Seth is working 12-hour shifts, so he leaves at 4:45 in the morning, and by the time he gets back with his commute, it isn't until close to 7 p.m. So we have a motorcycle and we have a truck, but the motorcycle right now is waiting on a part to get here in the mail so that we can fix something so that we can use it. So 4 of these 5 days, Monday through Friday, I am here all by myself because he's working. So I don't even have a vehicle, so I can't get around. So I did, though, yesterday go with Seth. I picked up this awesome KitchenAid mixer from Facebook Marketplace. It was $125 and it came in the box and it came with like 3 awesome attachments. So I'm really excited about that. I've always wanted one. I bake all the time, so I'm really excited to use it. It's been something I've always wanted, but I never pulled the trigger because it's like $450 and it's just, I can mix by hand, you know? But since I do make so much bread here, I decided it makes sense if it's $125, like basically brand new, I'm pulling the trigger. So a friend of mine actually shared with me this ebook. It is from a blogger, and her blog name is Farmhouse on Boone, and she has this free sourdough recipe, sourdough starter ebook. So I will link this in the description box below so that you can download this as well. I really love it. But she has all of these recipes, which is so awesome because they are so great to use quickly and have access on your phone. I keep it on the ebooks app of my phone. You can actually click this, it'll take you to the website for more information, but you can just scroll through and pull up the recipe that you're looking for. I made these sourdough pancakes on Saturday. So delicious. Seth actually is not a big fan of healthy food, but he was surprised at how good these were. And then I am going to be making, boom, boom, boom. It's somewhere, here we go. Sourdough cinnamon rolls. I'll be making these today. I'm gonna prep the dough today with my KitchenAid mixer and then bake it tomorrow, and it's going to be so good. Seth has been eating these for breakfast and he's been loving them. So on our way home from picking up the KitchenAid mixer yesterday, I saw a ton of cars on the side of the road in this one spot. They're always there, and they're selling coconuts, someone sells mochi, lilikoi butter mochi, someone sells like barbecue plates, and they just sell food out of their cars. So I told Seth with my new KitchenAid mixer, I should start making like banana bread and stick to like one baked good and just bring the truck there on a Saturday and see if I could sell things. You never know a business opportunity unless you try. He doesn't think we could make money off of it, but I don't know. I feel like if I undercut Costco with their prices, I could make some money. I don't know. I also don't know if I feel like sitting out there for a couple hours on a Saturday, but we will see. If you are going down in the description bar to get this ebook, when you're down there, don't forget to like this video, subscribe to our channel for more content, and then leave me a comment below if you think that it would be a fun video to do where I make 10 banana breads or 10 loaves of bread. I think I would start with banana bread, undercut Costco with their prices, and try to sell them on the side of the road in Hawaii. I kind of want to do it for fun, but I also feel like it could also make a little bit of money. But I would only try with 10, and then if I don't sell them, I can give them to neighbors and then just like freeze it. Let me know while you subscribe and like this video. Great, do you sing the words that you bake? Alright, so I am now gonna just start the recipe by using half a cup of sourdough starter. If you keep your sourdough starter in the fridge, you can just pull it out whenever you want to make recipes. If you keep your starter on the counter, you're just gonna have to discard it and make more recipes. So that's why my sourdough mixture, like the starter, is thicker because it's been in the fridge. And then I'm going to use the same container or measuring cup, and I'm going to add half a cup of water. So it's half a cup of starter, half a cup of water, and then I'm going to follow that up with 4 cups of flour. So I'm just using Bob Red's Mill 100% whole wheat flour. I think it's the red whole wheat flour. However, you can use whatever you want. You can even use all-purpose flour. The main thing you just want to remember is that you don't want to use bleached flour. Made that mistake. You can also use einkorn flour as well. And then I'm just adding in half a cup of honey. And then I'm going to add in a half a cup of coconut oil. I prefer coconut oil over olive oil, but you could use olive oil if you want. I just prefer coconut oil since it's a sweet recipe. dough hook. And I need to pop it on, and then I'm gonna mix the dough. It's supposed to be a little bit crumbly, but I'm gonna put it in a grease bowl, let it rise overnight, and then I'm gonna add eggs and some other like wet ingredients. Then it'll be perfect consistency, and I will show you that. Still learning the process. I think that's hooked in. Woo! I'm so excited. I've wanted one of these forever. I feel like I feel like it's like if you have a hobby and then you finally get like the elite version of equipment for your hobby. My equipment just happens to be kitchen equipment. Yeah, baby. Why won't this go down? There we go. Do you guys sing when you bake? All right, the moment of truth. So at this point in the recipe, the dough is going to be a little bit more crumbly. It's going to be a lot harder than combined dough, and that's because the two eggs are going to be added in the morning, and eggs are a binding ingredient, so it'll be much better in the morning. You can let this rise overnight. I let mine rise for about 12 to 15 hours, but I do live in a warmer climate, so things just like rise and ferment a lot quicker. So you can just kind of pop this in like the oven. If you're in a cooler area, it'll just kind of keep it warmer, but the oven's obviously off. Welcome to day 2 of all day at home kind of baking and doing some household things when Seth is at work on day 2 of his long day. I'm gonna add the rest of the wet ingredients to the cinnamon roll dough, let it rest for an hour, and then I will do the filling. So at this part of the recipe, you're gonna add in 2 full eggs, 1 teaspoon of baking soda, 1 teaspoon of baking powder, and then a half a teaspoon of salt. I just usually eyeball the salt, and I've been using sea salt. So then what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the flour that I use for the recipe, just pop it right down on the counter. That way nothing sticks when I'm rolling out the dough. I don't even own a rolling pin, so I'm just using a plastic water bottle that I got from Jack's Outdoor Sports store. So I'm just putting a little flour on that so it doesn't stick. Make sure it's kind of like an even rectangle, or else the cinnamon rolls will be a little oblong and oddly shaped. And then once you have that, you're going to add the mixture. So it's 1 cup of brown sugar, 2 tablespoons of cinnamon, and then half a cup of softened butter. You can use melted butter, but I prefer to use softened butter, so I just let it sit out for a little bit. That way it makes it more of a paste that's really, really easy to spread out, and it's not super liquidy. Alright, so I have now rolled up the cinnamon rolls, and I want to share with you, this is my Young Living Thieves dental floss. I do not use this for my teeth. I actually use this to cut the cinnamon rolls so they're perfectly cut, and there's no like trying to drag a knife through it and it kind of like makes them disformed. So I have greased cast irons, and I'm going to show you how I cut these with floss. Alright, so I just take my dental floss, I kind of squeeze it through here, and it slices it, and then you lift it up and you've got your first. The edges are always a little silly looking, but you have your first cinnamon roll right there. And then you can do it again. You can see some of the little layers in here. You can really decide how thick and thin you want them. I do about 3/4 of an inch thick, and then you have the perfect sourdough cinnamon roll. And then I just continue to cut the cinnamon rolls with my dental floss, and I pop them in a seasoned cast iron skillet. You could also put them in a glass pan if you want for the oven. But what I love about this recipe is that you only have to bake it in an oven that is set at 375 degrees for 15 minutes. So where we live, we don't have AC, and it is pretty hot. So not running the oven for 45 minutes is great. It's 15 minutes and then they're done. And here we go. They're gonna be so good. There's always one wonky one on the end, but they're gonna be delicious. So easy. You can honestly, this was probably the worst recipe to do with the KitchenAid because there's like no kneading required, so you could totally do this very easy at home without feeling like you have to knead for 15 minutes. So I'm going to cover them in saran wrap and let them rise for 1 more hour. And then I'm gonna bake them, but for now I'm gonna go and enjoy the beautiful day that is outside that window with Aspen. in all their glory. I really truly do love to freeze these in my stasher bag, so I don't add any frosting to them at this point. If you want to add frosting now, you could. You can do 6 ounces of cream cheese, half a cup of heavy cream, half a cup of maple syrup or honey, and then 2 teaspoons of vanilla extract, and they are to die for.